You are listening to the Atlanta Real Estate Forum radio show, all about real estate edition, shining a light on the movers and shakers in the real estate industry, the home builders, developers, realtors, and suppliers making it all happen. And now, here are today's hosts.
All right. Good morning and welcome back to the All About Real Estate edition. I'm your host, Carol Morgan, and I'm joined in studio by my friend and colleague, Todd Snick. Welcome to the show, Todd.
Hey, Carol. How are you?
Nice to see you. First, we'd like to kick things off by thanking New American Funding for being our sponsor. This is our 11th year on air, and we are thrilled to have them as our partner. I'm really looking forward to today's conversation because we're joined by Oscar Reto. He is a branch manager with New American Funding. So we're going to get to talk a lot more about all the amazing service and products they have. So welcome to the show, Oscar. And let's just kick it off. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Todd. Thank you for having me in your show. Basically, I am branch manager for New American Funding here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Beautiful, sunny weather pretty much all year around. I've been here in Charlotte for about 21 years now. I used to live in New York before that. And before that, I was born in Peru, Lima, Peru. So a little bit of travel in there in between. And then I love here. Charlotte is a beautiful city. And I recommend everyone here to move here and even to invest here in Charlotte as well.
Well, and if there's anyone that can help make that happen, it's you and your team. So, Oscar, we've been partnering with New American Funding for quite a while now. Our audience is obviously familiar with New American Funding, but just in case there's someone new, remind them overall what the mission and purpose of New American Funding is all about.
Well, it's that our secret is our heart, and then we have when we do our service, we put service first and foremost. We understand what people need, and we're helping people achieve their dream. As it sounds simple, but it's very meaningful for us, and that's the passion that we put there. That's our mission to help people, and it's rewarding. And then it showed the passion that we all have here at New American Funding.
Well, and we see that passion over and over with all of our guests from New American Funding. I mean, clearly you guys love what you do and love helping people get into homes. And I understand that congratulations are due to you on being recognized as a top 55 Latino lender by NAREP this past year or this year. You were number 13 in the Southeast. That's amazing. I'd like to know, what's your secret?
Well, there's several, but first of all is the team around me. It's always a team effort. It's never just one person building it and doing something. It's always about who you have around you. I have been lucky that through the years, I have an awesome team around me personally, and also with New American Funding in general. Other things that I could say is adapt. I have a military background back in my days in Peru. And then one of the things that I learned early on in my life is adapt. The mortgage industry, we know, is an ever-changing industry. We know for sure that it's to raise the rates are low today. They might not be that low next year or the year after that. So adapt is number one. Be ahead of the competition. Always understand what is coming. We know that we have been in a refi market. We know that might not be there for forever, and that's for sure. So it's adapting and be ready as well. I've been doing this mortgage business with passion for the past 20 years. Mondays are not Mondays or typical Mondays for me, like most people who go to work and regret or don't like Mondays. I enjoy Mondays because it's my time to connect with my people again. It's my time to see my second family again. And I was talking to one of my team members this weekend, actually, and she was like, she's been with us for 3 years. And she was like, I can't believe it. I'm happy that tomorrow's Monday. It was a Sunday. So that passion, and then also doing it for 20 years, being consistent on what you do, always do what you say you're going to do. If you are consistent, you will build your trust with your clients, with your realtors, with your builders, with everyone in your team. Always be truthful to what you said, and make sure you do what you want to do, what you say you want to do.
Well, that's the secret, right? Yeah, and you hit on another key secret that it took me a long time to figure out, but the key to happiness in life is to not dread Monday.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And for a lot of my life, I did, and finally stumbled on a way to not be in a miserable place on Sunday night. So that's the key to happiness. So you've nailed it. In observing the industry, there seem to be a lot of people who just think that a mortgage is a one size fits all, and if we've learned anything working with you guys, that is not how you guys view that marketplace. And it seems like that New American Funding has a specialty in virtually every type of human being in existence and catering to their special needs. Your specialty is in these self-employed borrowers. I didn't think about that, but that's a different kind of pressure when you're getting a mortgage for a home and you're self-employed. Talk about the nuances to that approach.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Personally, I'm an accountant by trade. I have an accounting degree, and early in my career, it helped me out a lot knowing about taxes and read all the types of tax returns. So I was comfortable with that piece. Little by little, I started working with more self-employed and realizing, like you said, the difficulties that they face. A lot of self-employed, because of the expenses that they have in their businesses, first year, second year, and opening up a new business, they always face challenges when they need to get a loan with most lenders. But at New American Funding, we have different choices and options for them. We have programs with 1 year tax returns. We have programs with bank statements, and there are many other programs that are helpful for our self-employed borrowers. So that combination of my experience with tax returns and the programs here with New American Funding definitely helped me help people.
Well, I'm glad that you're the one that has the experience with tax returns and not me, because I hate everything to do with taxes. I guess that's because I'm self-employed, huh? Well, I know you also work a lot with first-time home buyers. What's your favorite part of that process?
Well, that's the rewarding piece of it. I know that's the end of it and the aftermath of closing, but it's so rewarding. I mean, I just can't say enough about the fact that people are so happy. Yesterday, I happened to see a client after 6 months of her closing. She had me, and actually she had tears on her face, on her eyes there, because she was about to cry just by seeing me, and I guess flashback of the experience of what she had when she got the keys to her house. That was amazing, just seeing somebody and see the appreciation that they have, how rewarding this business is. So it is the challenges that they face too. First-time home buyers, you have to explain the process first. They never bought a house. They don't know what points or APR or 30 years, 15 years, FHA, conventional. So we have to have a lot of patience. And I put myself in their shoes at all times. And the way I see it, I don't like them to see me like they're talking to me across the desk. I want them to see me like I'm next to them. I'm going with them in the experience of buying a home.
Yeah. It's an exciting but a very intimidating process your first time, So to have someone who's cognizant of that and thinking about that and adjusting the way they present themselves to those first-time home buyers makes all the difference. It makes it an exciting process and one that will be a fond memory and will facilitate the joy that comes with this, pursuing the American dream of owning a home. So great stuff. Let's just talk some. Since we got you on the air, it'd be fun to kind of think about some different concepts here. Purchase businesses and refinancing. Talk about kind of one or the other, or any thoughts there?
Well, personally, I always focus my business in the purchase business. I have have many clients coming back to me for refinancing. Being in the business for 20 years, so I always get phone calls. But the purchase side of the business is what drives me, because it's helping somebody achieving their dream again. And I always thought that people are always going to buy homes. Always. I mean, 20 years ago when I started, now the market might be different. When I started working back in 20 years ago, the rates were about 7-9%. I was refinancing people from 11-20% rate, and they were happy to refinance to 7%. So, I mean, that's all going to change. We know that the mortgage industry, the rates, the environment is going to be different from year to year. But the purchases are always going to be there. People are only going to be, there's always going to be first-time home buyers. Now, today, and ever. So the purchase business is where we focus our effort. And then here at New American Funding, we have a huge amount of business that comes from the purchase side. Very little refinance.
Think you need 20% down to become a homeowner? Think again. What if you could buy a home without a down payment? That's right. New American Funding understands that saving for a down payment can be difficult. They have competitive loan programs that can get you into a new home. Their 100% FHA financing loan program makes getting into a new home with no down payment possible. Let one of their home loan professionals pre-qualify you. Contact a New American Funding loan officer today to find out more about these niche loan programs and start your home ownership journey. For more information, call 678-898-3540. That's 678-898-3540.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you talk about all the different interest rates, because it's so true. Interest rates used to be so much higher. Mm-hmm. I think everyone's gotten really spoiled the last few years by these super low interest rates. And it's funny to see them get all upset when we start creeping back towards 4%, because that's not high compared to, 8, 10, 12, 21%, that we've seen in the past. But talk a little bit about all of New American Funding's systems for purchase business. I know that you've got some really great platforms in place that help you all internally as well as help your buyers.
Yeah, our system here at New American Funding has been designed to help the purchase side of the business for especially the realtors and builders as well. But it's just the team effort. We have the system in place, but we need the people to execute. And the people that we have here, the co-workers that we have here, it's just, we could see the passion when there's an issue, there's a problem, it's a mortgage business, it's always going to be something. We have everybody's hands on from top to bottom. It's not it's a new job or finger pointing. It's not. The attitude is, let's get this and let's resolve it together. From Kelly Allison to the assistants to the processor, everybody gets involved to solve the issue in front of us. And then that's what drives our results and the trust in your team, in the team. So we had the platform, we had the service, we have all the steps in process, but also people execute as well. We have a system that is called Jet Underwriting. So if we choose to send the file directly to the underwriter, we don't have to wait 2 or 3 days for the processor to review it. It goes right to underwriting. But we do it as a choice. That way we don't plug the system. Or sometimes with a loan that might need to be reviewed by a couple of more people. And that's a part of the system that makes it more efficient as well.
So all these systems you guys have, it's why you and your colleagues are so focused on the human contact, human interaction, is because you got these systems that are just in place that enable you to focus on that human sitting across the desk from you. That's what's so impressive. You were just talking about your purchase business systems, but I'm also thinking about your marketing platform, one that supports builders and realtors. I mean, that has a tremendous impact, does it not?
Absolutely. I started working for New American Funding 4 years ago, going to 5 years. And that's one of the main things that drove me to come to New American Funding. I mean, among many other things there, but the marketing is just phenomenal. The co-branding, we do not sell loans, we service loans for the most part. So we actually send to our clients their statement. And when they get their statement, it has my picture, my information, and my realtor partner that sent that client to me. Co-branding all the way. They're excited. That when I started joining American Funding and I started telling my realtors why I joined American Funding and I showed them the marketing, I got 2 or 3 wows in every conversation. To the point that I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to talk to the next person and I'm going to tell them up front that I'm going to get 3 wows from them. And I got it every single time. And marketing was a big piece of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So 3 wows, huh?
3 wows.
That's awesome. So now you set the bar high. You want to try to go for 4 wows on the next one, right? Well, let's go back to interest rates for a minute and just talk about that. I know rates are rising and, you read everything in the news about how that's causing the market to cool off a little bit. Is now still a good time to buy? What would you advise, somebody coming to you that was worried about interest rates going up?
Oh, that's one of the best the questions that we ask more frequently. When is the best time to buy? Again, I've been working for so many years, and my answer is always being now. Because now you know that you qualify. Now you know what your monthly payment will be. Now you know that you're able to buy the house that you want to buy. If you want to wait until next year, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the rates are going to be higher. Nobody expected that the housing market was going to be the way it was during the COVID pandemic. Even now, obviously, nobody expected that rates would be this low. Nobody expected the house prices to go that high. And that's what happens. Don't deal with the unexpected of tomorrow. Deal with what you're expecting now. And if you're able to buy a house now, go ahead and do it. Coming from New York, I've seen many people that I know in New York and that they decided to wait. Now, buying a house in New York is obviously way, way, way out of hand for some people. And they are definitely regretting the decision to wait and not buy a house when they were able to. So I've been the same experience here, show people here downtown Charlotte, the area, how it's booming around here, and say that house right now is close $300,000 or $400,000. There is pretty much a guarantee that house is going to be $600,000, $700,000 in about 10 years from now, because just the city is booming. So when is the best time to buy? It's now.
Yeah. No, it's a great philosophy of life. If you're ready, do it now. So good stuff. Well, Oscar, this has been a lot of fun. We've enjoyed hanging out with you this morning. Appreciate you again carving out some time to join us. Before we let you go, should anyone need to connect with you and ask you any questions, and then obviously learn more about New American Funding, where do they go?
I prefer the phone call. I'm always available 24/7. I love what I do. I've been doing it for 20 years. I still answer my phone on Saturdays and Sundays. A text or a call, 704-839-1978, 704-839-1978.
All right. Oscar Reto, the branch manager in Charlotte for New American Funding. Oscar, this has been a 3-wow conversation. Really grateful for you again stopping by and joining us. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Carol.
All right. That's all the time we have for today. That wraps this week's All About Real Estate edition. On behalf of our show sponsor, New American Funding, my co-host, Carol Morgan, I am Todd Schnick. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and we'll look forward to seeing you again right here tomorrow. We'll see you then, and have a great day.
Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio is made possible by Denim Marketing, the publisher of Atlanta Real Estate Forum, Atlanta's favorite source for real estate and home building news. Denim Marketing is a comfortable fit, like your favorite pair of jeans. Denim Marketing tailors marketing strategies to meet your specific needs and niche. Try them on for size. They will work to create a perfect fit for your company's marketing program. Call them at 770-383-3360 or send an email to info@denimmarketing.com. For more information on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio or to inquire about being a guest, contact info@atlantarealestateforum.com. Check out the radio show by visiting atlantarealestateforum.com or by listening to the show on your favorite podcast app. And if you enjoyed today's broadcast, we'd sure appreciate a rating and review on iTunes. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio.